Hey guys, it's Elisa here, and today I have kind of like a discussion. It's something that came up today at work, and it sounded like something that I wanted to go ahead and share with you guys, kind of get your insight on it as well, and you guys can get my insight into this subject as well. So, what I want to go ahead and talk about today is actually audiobooks. So, what happened today at work was I was listening to an audiobook and one of my coworkers kind of caught me. Not that I was really like trying to hide it or anything like that, but anyways, I don't know how, but he caught me and was like, an audiobook, like really? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, he's like, I thought you were into books. Like, I mean, everybody knows that I'm a big bookworm at work. I mean, I always have a book with me, everything like that, but they have never seen me, I guess, with an audiobook or ever heard me listening to one, I guess. And I don't do it that quite often, but I do it. So I just wanted to go ahead and kind of give you guys my take on it, like what I like and don't like about it. And then, I kind of will tell you like how much I like it or if I don't like it that much or what. But anyway, so let me go ahead and get into the cons about it. My first con is I don't like to start a book for the very first time in audiobook. I can't do it. For some reason I can't comprehend it. I don't understand it for some weird reason. Like it's very difficult for me and I don't understand why when I can do it I can do it the other way, like with the reread, but I can't do it with for the very first time. Like I am lost. It takes like extra time. Like I have to really, really, really pay attention to it, and it seems like so much work that I just rather just read the book for the first time. Like I don't like to do that. So the second con that I have is sometimes you just want a physical book. Like I love holding them and smelling them sometimes. Yes, I'm weird. Um, but I just sometimes you just want to hold it, especially if it is dramatic or if it's frustrating you or if you are falling in love with them. I don't know, sometimes I just like to hold it, or if if the character's frustrating me, I'm like shaking the book. So I mean, that's kind of like what I don't like about it, that there's really nothing that I can like shake or hug or anything like that. So yeah, don't like that part of it. Two, I hate that it's hard to skip back in an audiobook. So if I forget a character, forget a scene, want to remember something, like it's hard to skip back in an audiobook to try to go ahead and find it again and then to try to move forward again. I've tried it before. It doesn't really work for me, especially if for some reason I have to put the book down for a couple days because of life, something gets in the way, I get busy or something like that. Like it's hard to go back with an audiobook, like to try to refresh my memory versus with a book. If I try to go back 2, 3 chapters, just flip the page and I can do it without a problem. So my fourth con that I don't like about it is you can't move forward. I am one of those people that I get eager. Like I want to know the ending, and I have been known a time or two to skip to the end and find out if the character lives, if they get together, whatever, depending on what's going on. So that's another thing. Like it's kind of the same thing with the skipping forward. It's kind of hard if you do go or skipping back, I'm sorry, going forward, like to try to go back to where I was before. It's difficult. I Trust me, I've done it a time. I actually did it today. I had no choice. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to my pros. So my first pro is it helps with pronouncing names. I mean, sometimes it's hard to pronounce names of characters, names of weapons. Like, for example, I remember when I first started reading the Mortal Instruments, when I read City of Bones, I was part of like this blog or something like that, or group that didn't know how to pronounce, like, they weren't sure how to pronounce Steely, or if it was Stile or Steel or anything like that. So I basically just got City of Bones and listened to the audiobook, and however they say it in the audiobook is the way I say it. So that's what I like about that part of it. It also helps with certain languages. So, like, for example, with Beautiful Creatures, I mean, I just finished listening to that audiobook. With Beautiful Creatures, they speak a lot of like Latin in it, and I mean, English isn't the only language that I know. I mean, I know two other ones, but Latin is not one of them. So it helps with that. Like, it reads it to you the way it's supposed to be read. So I do like that. My second pro is rereads. I love rereading a book with an audiobook, especially as us book readers will know, book releases take a year, sometimes 2 years. Cassandra Clare, you know what I'm talking about. And yes, like, sometimes it takes that long for them to come out, and I have the habit sometimes, there's little bits and pieces that I might have forgotten, so I like rereading them with an audiobook because it refreshes my memory, and I just enjoy them. Like, I really enjoy them. So my third pro is it helps with long drives, especially when I have to commute. Like, I do work like 2 cities over, so it is kind of a lengthy drive going and coming back. So I like to listen to audiobooks there, especially when I'm like eager to get home and read the book. It helps. So that's what I like about it. I also like on road trips. I know that the year that I went to go see Cassandra Clare, I had to drive like 5 or 6 hours, and I literally listened to City of Bones and the City of Ashes. No, the City of Bones. I listened to the City of Bones going, and I actually listened to the City of Ashes coming back when I drove back, because I did go and was in that city. I was in Austin for like a week, so I just every time I got in my car, I would just listen to the audiobook instead of music. But that's what I like about it as well. It kind of entertains me, especially if I'm wanting to reread and hurry up so that I can get to the newest book in that series. So I do like that about it. My next pro is you get extras. For example, what I mean by extras is with the city, no, I'm lying. With Beautiful Creatures, like, I mean, I just finished that one. And we all know that if we've read Beautiful Creatures, they have the 16 Moons song, how they kind of describe it, that it's kind of creepy. It is creepy. It is super creepy on the audiobook, like, because they do have a song to it, like a melody to it. And I remember the very first time that I went ahead and listened to the audiobook. It was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I heard that song, like, it just played. It scared me. I thought something was gonna pop out of my closet because I just wasn't expecting it. It was, now it's funny. Back then I was kind of scared, which is silly, but I was. Anyways, my next pro is that you get famous people that read these audiobooks to you sometimes. So, for example, with The White Cat by Holly Black, which is part of the Cursed Workers series, Jesse Eisenberg does the reading of those books, and I really enjoy Jesse Eisenberg. I mean, I liked him in Zombieland, Adventureland, Social Network. So just to hear him read a book to me, that's great. Another example is The City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare. Ed Westwick does the reading of it, and I'm sorry, tier Gossip Girl is over with, but I love me some Ed Westwick. I love me some Chuck Bass. Like, I still get him in some shape or form. I have him in an audiobook. And just listening to him and his accent, and Ed was sick. He just puts a smile on my face. So I do love that part of it. That's one of the things that I really, really enjoy, especially when it's a famous person. Even when it's not, but still more when it's a famous person. Kind of cool. So my last pro is what I basically like about audiobooks is that they give these characters a voice, like a physical voice, like one that I can hear outside of my head, like not just in here where I'm listening to like Chase or Clary or Ethan or Lena, Wanda or Wander and Ian, like they have a voice and I get to listen to them and they just help me. I just enjoy it. Like it doesn't deter from the characters the way that I picture them in my mind. I just love that they have an outer voice that anybody can listen to if they're with me when I'm listening to it. So that is one of the things that I really enjoy about it. So as you guys can tell from my list, I'm a big fan of audiobooks as long as it is not for the first time. Like rereads, I love it. I have listened to The Host by Stephanie Meyer like 4 times in audiobook, and I love it. Like I remember when I first read the book, since if you guys have read it, you know it's kind of slow. You're learning a lot of stuff. The first like 7, 10 chapters, something like that. Kind of slow, and I didn't pick up on some things, like some terms that they were using. But when I listened to the audiobook, I was like, oh, I get it. But I love it. Like I that's one of my favorite audiobooks. Like I love listening to The Host. I love it. But yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this little discussion or my little rant on audiobooks. I would love to hear what you guys think. If you guys like audiobooks, if you don't, if you have any difficulties with using an audiobook for the very first time, or I mean like using it as reading the book for the first time, or if you guys are just strictly rereaders like myself, I would love to hear your opinions on it. And I do want to thank you guys for watching. I hope to hear your comments, like dislikes about audiobooks. I would really enjoy them. So thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon. You have a great day. Bye.